Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Leverton on Everything podcast. Today, I'm talking about Monkey Wrench. My son and I have been on a bit of an independent animated series on YouTube binge. We watched Murder Drones, The Amazing Digital Circus, and then we watched Monkey Wrench today. There's only about 5 episodes, and it started in 2022. So, as an independent series, unless they really light the world on fire, it's really hard to, um, to make episodes and release them in a timely manner. And just looking at the IMBD page for Monkey Wrench, it doesn't seem like they have lit the world on fire. So the series follows the misadventures of cut rate mercenary monkey duo Shrike and Beebs as they cruise the galaxy in search of decent paying contracts. They're not actually monkeys, they're alien species, which is made quite clear in the show. Why is the series called Monkey Wrench? I think that's just the name of their company. Why is it the name of their company? Probably because one of the characters is obsessed with what they call Terran culture. Because that's kind of the funny bit about it is that the Terrans, so Earthlings, they caused this cosmic catastrophe about 800 years ago, and there's no more Earthlings around. Although they were very influential in the culture of the galaxy because there's pizza places and people, they're finding their old stuff and they sell their old stuff for a lot of money. So it's interesting that we became this sort of cultural milestone for these people in the future. Yeah, what did I think about it? I gave it a 6 out of 10. And the reason I gave it a 6 out of 10 is because there's some really good things about the show and some things that are okay, there's nothing really bad about it, but there's nothing really good about it also. The animation is really, really well done, but it seems kind of derivative. And the writing is also really, really well done, but it seems also kind of derivative. And it's not derivative of anything in particular, it's just the story is not that unique. Like, I think there are many shows about bounty hunters in space. Maybe not many, but the bounty hunter in space is kind of like a trope now. And the characters themselves, like what happens in the show, are things that happen in 100 other shows. Like there's a character with gambling problems. There's a alien character who seems to have maybe some mixed parentage, and he's not accepted by the members of his society. And then there's this mercenary guild, kind of like in The Mandalorian or Star Wars, and they get like points connected to how well they do. Some things were funny, especially one of the first episodes where they take this contract to protect this guy, and he just obsessively says ghost egg. He's like a parrot guy. He says ghost egg, and then these other bounty hunters uh, want to capture him because there's like a really high bounty on him. So that's kind of funny, but there's nothing else to write home about with this show. It's just, it's not creative enough for independent animation, I would say. And it's kind of sad because you know that the people worked really, really hard on it. They worked hard on the character designs, they worked hard on the stories. And it's kind of, I'm comparing them. I'm comparing it now with the other two that I watched recently. So of the three independent animated series, so they're the Amazing Digital Circus, Monkey Wrench, and Murder Drones. So the Amazing Digital Circus, while not perfect, is creative. It has like a premise that has been done before, to be sure, but the execution of it is unique enough that it makes it interesting. And Murder Drones is kind of like the opposite of these two, where it's like super creative in terms of character design and world building, but the creativity kind of eats at it, so you don't really understand what's going on in terms of the plot. So that's also not great. But in this one, you can completely understand the plot, you completely understand the characters, and then you just don't care. Because the characters don't really resonate with you emotionally, at least not with me, because I've seen those characters many, many times before in other things, sensitive big guy, little guy who's a jerk, you know, little guy who resorts to violence a lot. That's basically like Donald Duck, you know. Not that Donald Duck was ever in any sci-fi thing, and even some of the sci-fi concepts they have in this show are also tropes. Not that there's anything bad with a trope; you just need to use it in a way that pushes the story forward. And there's also like I love things that are more creative than other things, but just because something is creative doesn't mean that it's good, and just because something is not creative doesn't mean that it's not good. Um, I'm trying to think of like animated series now. Like I think that a perfect this please don't be mad at me, but a perfect example of this thing is the Owl House and um, Gravity Falls. They in the actual storytelling are like super 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 creative, um, but the animation is like it's Disney, right? So it's like one specific kind of way, and it works for both of those stories. And when you're actually watching an episode of those stories, it doesn't seem like maybe in Gravity Falls the whole like paranoid conspiracy thing is kind of built into it, and in the Owl House the whole world building that they do is very creative. But the actual episode by episode, they're like very normal stories about like Lucy growing up and becoming wiser, um, and I forgot Dipper and his sister, whatever her name was. They have like kind of so Dipper being obsessed with an older girl, completely normal stories inside of this very creative world. And so you can have like normal stories that resonate with people. But this just doesn't. And as I said, I do feel bad because it's clear that they worked really, really hard on it. And it's clear that it hasn't taken off the way some of those other series have. All right, what did you think about it? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? Maybe if you haven't checked it out, go watch an episode and then come back here, write the comment like, oh, I found Monkey Wrench from this review and I really liked it and I appreciate you reviewing it, or oh, I hated it, you're right, whatever. I would like the feedback. All right, please like this video and subscribe. All right, bye bye.